Hello, I'm the speaker of this class, Mr. Will. More than 10 years of IT experience, mainly engaged in programming language teaching, game design and development teaching. My offline classmates also like to call me Lei Ji. Our course, and help students who are interested in entering the gaming industry make a good career plan. The follow-up is mainly through project actual combat. Let the students master certain planning, lay the foundation for future entry into the gaming industry. Through this course, you can see the division of labor in the game industry. Career development, familiar with the entire process of game development, master the use of game engines, understand game design and design ideas. These will be of great help to everyone's employment, also for independent game developers. You can get it from us. Find a low-barrier entrepreneurial path. Now let's give you a brief introduction. The main content of our series of lessons. First of all, the first few lessons, we will popularize the basics of the game industry to you. For example, the complete path of the game from 0 to 1, the organizational structure and job division of a game company, precautions for newcomers entering the game industry. Next, we will introduce to you game selection and core gameplay. It involves some game design ideas. Finally, the actual game combat, including the use of game engines, game system design, game development, testing and release. Considering the production cost and learning cost, it's a top-down shooting game. There will be player character design, weapon system, enemy character design, level design, combat system design, etc. Okay, let's go back to our current course. Many of you, probably not, or just relatively simple exposure to game making, maybe more classmates, participated in the development of the game in a relatively formal capacity. So how are games developed? In this lesson, we will learn about it together. The complete path of the game from 0 to 1. Have you ever thought about? Suppose you want to make a game, what do you do in the beginning? Some students said, first, you must have an idea in your mind. You have to figure it out for yourself. What kind of game do you want to make? The same is true of enterprise development. The birth of a game. The first is to start with the acceleration of entrepreneurship, and then the team discussion, conduct product approval. After the project is approved, it enters the game development stage. After successful development, the game will be released. After the release, someone will be responsible for the operation of the game. This is the complete path of the game from 0 to 1. So let's start with ideas. In the enterprise, ideas are usually coming from within the team. When the team comes up with ideas, these aspects should be outlined, including game ideas and game types, implementation process, specific division of labor, promotion method, operation strategy, profit model, etc. Just to briefly introduce the creative origin of the game, the type of game roughly realizes the process, specific personnel requirements and division of labor, game promotion method, operation strategy and profit model. Creative documents are often formed, submitted to the game studio for review. Feasibility and economy are mainly considered during the review. Risky and cyclical. Feasibility is mainly considered whether it can be done. Can you do it successfully? Among them, can a broad risk company be established? Motivation mainly considers input and output, and ROI ratio. The focus is on whether it is worth doing. Is the expected return attractive enough? Put it simply, can the game revenue cover the previous investment? Can the game yield impress investors? Risks mainly consider legal policy. Is there any risk in terms of technology? For example, are such games prohibited by law or policy? Or in the game, for example, copyright disputes, technical capabilities, etc. Periodic. Mainly consider the R&D cycle and the return on investment cycle. The R&D cycle is from project approval to game launch. How long will it take? How long is the iterative update cycle for each version? How long does it take to get a return on investment? After the game studio review is passed, the game enters the product project approval process. In the product approval process, first, there will be a team discussion, form a project proposal. Then it is reviewed by the strategy committee. It involves the investment of human and material resources. Someone needs to make the decision. Small and medium-sized companies directly decide whether to start the project. Project approval manual. Need to explain the game introduction in it. Game settings. story background, core gameplay, art style, theme, packaging, user experience, technical framework, system framework, business analysis, etc. The business analysis module, usually when the strategy committee reviews, focus of attention, so the business analysis part should include market survey, cost budget, income assessment, risk assessment, etc. What about market surveys? Competitive analysis is also included, market differentiation and bright spot analysis, user portrait, and anticipate market opportunities and evaluate market risks. When the strategy committee reviews, usually only 3 questions are considered. Is it possible to do? Is it worth doing? Can it be done? This includes the judgment of the market, analysis of risk, the consideration of benefits, and the allocation of resources. After the product is approved, it has officially entered the game development process. In the game development process, the first thing to do is, what do you think it is? A classmate said. The troops did not move. Grain first. Funding must be in place first. Generally speaking, if you only work in the workplace, a reverse pass means the budget has been approved. You don't need to worry too much about funding. But if you build your own team, start a business in the form of a studio, then this issue needs to be taken into account. A classmate said. That's recruiting, right? The key factor that determines the success of something is people. So, the first thing in game development is to form a team. As the project owner, how to choose and hire people affects the follow-up series of links. For example, the advancement of the project and the management of the team, etc. So, when selecting candidates, be sure to choose professional, reliable, and suitable talents. In terms of employment, make sure the division of labor is reasonable, cooperate with tacit understanding, and communicate smoothly, and reasonably control costs. Large companies usually hire professional HR or headhunters. After forming a team, the next step is to create a product demo, that is, according to the project proposal. Demo in actual production. It's actually a very crucial milestone. Generally speaking, if the demo experience cannot pass the approval of the company's senior management, or not meeting the team's expectations, the project may fail at this stage. Therefore, the demo stage is also very important. Don't think that as long as your research and development, during the product demo phase, planning, art, program testing, personnel related to each position, I'm already fully committed. Product demo phase. After stage review, the company will give the overall cost of making the demo, make cost estimates for subsequent production pipelines, then enter the batch development stage. What about the batch development stage? The main participants are programming and art. Planning is responsible for the scene in the game, planning and design of combat digital module. Art is in charge of the game, design and modeling of various art resources required. For example, original painting design and 3D modeling. The program is responsible for the system design in the game, framework construction, and functional module implementation. Objectives to be completed during the batch development phase. Plan to export all plans. The program completes the development of most functions. Art completes almost all art requirements. Final integrated version output, internal trial version. At this stage, completed the most important content design and development, completed the basic game experience and the underlying framework design, but this version does not have any novice guidance. There is no operational activity. In the batch development stage, centralized development is often used. That's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. Overwork must be the norm. After the batch development is completed, enter the closed beta version stage. In the closed beta phase, usually fix bugs, improve the game experience and supplement the basic system, complement basic functions and experiences, complete a PvE experience which complements the basic system, the basic content of system planning, include backpack, login, email, bulletin board settings, grocery store, daily tasks, etc. Basic functions and experiences that need to be supplemented. PvE experience, role play. After the closed beta version is passed, it's the first version, that is, the first version of the external beta test. In this version, it will include a novice guided growth curve, numerical and empirical investment, resource system and currency investment, and will refine and plan players' daily tasks. The first version is a third gear test. In the third test session, daily business activities and social behavior. The goal is to enrich the user's gaming behavior, increase game stickiness, increase user online time. The social behaviors that are usually added at this stage are friends, chat, union, PvP, etc. And then there's the no delete test. At this stage, it will increase the consumption experience of recharge paying users in the mall, various daily operating activities, etc. Such as a newbie package. Log into the VIP system on the 7th to recharge the limited time gift package every day, monthly card, annual card, etc. Finally, the official open beta. This version includes a variety of operations, with more and more copies and gameplay. Have the planning and implementation of the later stage of game growth. So far, the game finally has a fully visible image. Usually, the factors that affect the game development cycle include the type of game size, team strength, etc. In general, the development cycle of light games is 1 to 2 months. Mid-core games development cycle is 6 to 12 months. Heavy game development cycle is 2 to 3 years. After the game is developed, it will definitely be launched. That is, to enter the game distribution, game publishing. It's usually done by separate entities or departments. They specialize in the marketing and distribution of games. Professional game distribution company has long to do heart in mobile games, etc. Of course, there are integrated companies. It's a game development company. For example, Tencent, Nitia's Lilith MiHoYo, etc. Distribution process. Generally, it is a game business docking product evaluation, game introduction, market operation, product evaluation, general. A full-time assessor will provide an evaluation report. The business value of the game will be analyzed in the report, market opportunity, then give the final rating. And when the game comes out, it's not all good. To get a good income from the game, it is particularly important to do a good job in game operation. So the final stage of the game product, and that's the key to it. Game operations are usually handled by the game director. It is also a major bearer of KPIs. The main responsibilities of game operations are, according to player and user characteristics, aggregate and analyze operational data, timely and proper handling of operational accidents, based on user feedback and operational analysis, propose product optimization management. Therefore, game operation stage. The business involved includes copywriting, promotion, operation, event planning, operational data analytics, user operation, community operation, operation accident handling, product optimization, etc. During the operation phase, market surveys and analysis reports will be issued, marketing promotion plan, advertising and marketing programs, channel resources and public relations plan, operation analysis report, etc. So, required game operation, it is best to have a certain degree of writing skills, good data analytics skills, understand psychology, common sense, master a certain marketing strategy, and have good communication skills. So far, a game is born from 0 to 1. Let's briefly review it together. A game, the first is born of an idea, and then the team discussion. During the project approval stage, mainly consider feasibility, benefit and risk. After the project is approved, it will enter the game development stage. In the development stage, plan, division of labor and cooperation, through a series of links such as R&D testing, realize the game function, then release the game. After it is released, it is best to do a good job in operation, to ensure that the game gains more users and revenue. Then we'll stop here for this lesson. We talked about that in this lecture. Some positions in game companies, for example, programming, art, game operation, etc. We'll introduce it to you in the next class. The organizational structure and job responsibilities of game development. You can preview it in advance.